have now to go to Omaha is just incredibly special. This is our fifth trip, and I got to tell you, they're all joyous. They're all wonderful. They're all unique in their own way. But this one, I'll tell you, the route that this team has taken, I think 6 times they had their backs against the wall in elimination, and for them to come through speaks to the character and the resiliency and the type of young men that we have in this program. I do want to say that my heart aches for Dan Hefner, his staff, and his players. You know, Coach Dan is one of the most classiest, respected coaches in college baseball. I admire the way he goes about his business, the way he runs his program. And their day is coming for Dallas Baptist. You're that good for so long, you know. I'm sure it'll happen sometime when they least expect it. They've been in many regionals, and their time's coming. So, you know, when they get through the disappointment and the pain, I hope they understand the kind of year they had, and that their opportunities, if they continue to do what they're doing, it's gonna happen for them. I really believe that, because Dan Hefner is one of the great coaches in college baseball, and he's a terrific man. You know, I just felt like last night that Nate Savino was the right guy to get us off to a good start. You know, Glenn put a nice swing on the ball in a 2-run home run. But Nate did a good job. He never let the game get out of control. He kept it in check. You know, and I'm just proud of him. And then, you know, Coach Dickinson and I talked, and we had several options, but, you know, we made the decision that after Savino, we were going to go with our freshest arm, our arm that Dallas Baptist hadn't seen, one of our hot guys lately, and that was Matt Wyatt. And he attacked the mound like he did last weekend against South Carolina. And boy, he just didn't let up. Amazing pitching performance and great defense. The plays Kent made were spectacular. And certainly Kyle Teal stepped up. It's these moments that, you know, players have to emerge. And he did. It was his day to step up. And I'm just really proud of the poise and the calmness that our guy had shown today in these last 2 weeks, for having never been in this scenario before, speaks to their maturity and their poise for handling situations. So we'll go ahead and open it up to questions.
I will start off with Bennett Conlon, then Jeff White.
Yeah, Coach, when Newell kind of goes under the fly ball and catches that final out, you realize
Can't hear you, Bennett.
Hold on.
Jeff, why don't you start us off? We'll come back to you, Bennett.
Hey, Brian, when you guys arrived in Columbia, you had no way of knowing how long you'd be here. You had no way of knowing if you won the regional that you'd stick around for a super regional. I don't know how long you've been there now. Is it 2 full weeks? Is it however long? What has this experience been like in your time in Columbia?
Well,
Last month, the Marstonian Director of Economic Development, Leonard Sledge, presented the
Please
to council.
line.
Tonight it's on their agenda again, this time.
okay. Jeff, thanks for your question. You know, we've been here 2 days shy of 2 weeks. You know, you add the conference tournament in, our time in Charlotte, you know, we've been on the road quite a bit, and we're looking forward and excited to go back on the road. You know, it's been great. The city of Columbia has been so hospitable. I just cannot stop talking about the athletic department here at South Carolina. I sent their athletic director, Ray Tanner, who was a tremendous competitor as a coach and ended our season in Omaha in 2011. I sent him a text after the regional to share with him that we've been to a lot of places, and this place is 100% class with the way that they have treated us. They've opened their facility to let us lift weights here, to use their field. Everybody from their grounds crew to their training staff everybody has been just first class. So it's been a terrific 2 weeks here. And, we're looking forward to heading back to Charlottesville today and packing our bags for that small town in the middle of America.
Go back to Bennett.
You hear me now?
Yeah, we're
Yes,
good.
sir.
Awesome. Yeah, I wanted to ask your reaction when Chris Newell recorded that final out. You processed the team that I guess started 4-12 in ACC play and is now 6-0 in elimination games be going to Omaha.
Yeah. Well, Bennett, those are the plays. Those are the plays. Those are the pitches. Those are the swings of the bat. Those clutch moments that guys need to step up and emerge. And we can go all over the field and up and down the pitching staff. And there's just so many incredible stories where guys had to step up and emerge. Look what our outfield's done. The catch by Newell, the runs that Tappan and home runs that he's driven in, what Kyle Teal has done, just right around what Jake Geloff's done, Max Cody, the plays Kent has made, the home run he hit to put us on the scoreboard. Geloff has just been locked in. Logan Michaels behind the plate is he's a rock. I mean, the guy's got a broken finger and he's been playing for, 3 weeks. He's tough. And so it takes everybody. It takes every one of them. And if one of them decides not to show up on a day, you're home. You're not getting the chance they had to do. So, Bennett, it's amazing. 4-12, and just the commitment, the decision that they made to run to it rather than run away from it. And, they'll have that strength and that feeling the rest of their lives. And we're going to be ready to roll in Omaha, I could promise you, on Saturday. Okay. But what this team has accomplished to have the opportunity to go there is just remarkable. And I'm just incredibly proud for them.
We'll go Preston Willett and then Damon Dillman.
Coach, you kind of mentioned it earlier, but this team, these seniors, they haven't been in the postseason before. For them to get to this point now, how special is this, especially the way that they've done this?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, those guys, we talked about it the other night, those veteran players, the seniors, the fifth-year guys, third years, they came here for this. We talk to them about Omaha all the time. We talk to every recruit about it, right? And that it's a reality in this program that not only can they win championships and have a chance to do that, but they're also going to get a great degree and they're going to get a chance in professional baseball to realize their dreams, right? And for these guys, these veteran guys that haven't had the opportunity, hey, Matt Wyatt will have another crack at it next year. Kyle Teal will have another crack at it next year, right? They're going to enjoy it. But these guys that may not be with us next year, I'm so happy for them, right? I'm happy for Drew Dickinson, our pitching coach that hasn't been there, right? I've had this experience. They're all different, right? But it's about them. It's about the guys that wear our uniform. This is their experience, right? It's not Brian O'Connor's. It's not Kevin McMullen's, Matt Kirby's, the coaches that have been here, the staff that has been here before and made this trip to Omaha, right? I mean, it's rewarding, 100%, but it's about those guys that made the commitment to wear our uniform. And, this is their chance. And did they go get it. It's impressive.
You mentioned at the start about the poise and the calmness that your guys have played with these last couple of weeks. I know that's something you guys focus on, but just what amount of work goes into almost over preparing for these situations so that they are prepared when they actually get here? Well,
I think if you ask a couple of players, during the Notre Dame series earlier the year, we pulled everybody into the pitching facility that we have. And I did not show poise. I was not calm. I lost my mind, quite candidly. But as we grew and learned throughout this year, and that's what it's about, right? And about them learning how to handle moments, right? How to handle challenging, difficult moments. When you're on the mound on the ninth inning, you got that ball in your hand and you are deciding whether your team goes to Omaha or not, right? That is learned through experiences. It's learned through how you talk to the players, the things you say, how they talk to each other, and the culture of which this program that they play in. And I'm proud as hell of that, right? And it starts with our staff, right? Our staff, our players will follow our lead, right? And I told the team when we got off the bus before we walked into the stadium, I told them the calmer, more poised team will prevail, right? And they've earned this opportunity, and the team that does it the right way and controls their emotion will prevail. So just proud of them.
We'll go Andrew Ransbacker and David Teal.
Yeah, Brian, when are you going to start filming again for the next documentary, number one? And then number two, as the comparisons to 2015 kind of continue here, you may mention it earlier in the season. One thing stood out today, again, is freshmen delivering in big moments. You had 3 of those guys 6 years ago that did it. Kyle Teal's grand slam today. What is about maybe that's a similar characteristic in some of those guys that Kyle Teal has, and why he's able to kind of deliver on a big stage?
Well, I'll tell you I'll answer your second question first. I'll tell you the characteristic: fearless. Kyle Teal is fearless. He isn't afraid. And to win games at this elite level of baseball, right? You not only have to have skill, you can't be afraid, right? You will crumble at times when pressure's on if you're afraid. He's not afraid, right? And he's got 100% belief in his ability, and he is going to let it rip every time he steps on the baseball field. And that is going to serve him well in our uniform, and that's going to serve him well forever for the rest of his career. And that's the characteristics those other guys had. Ernie Clement wasn't afraid, 18 years old. Haven Smith wasn't afraid. Adam Hazley wasn't afraid, right? They knew they belonged, and they attacked it. Certainly there's parallels to the 15 team, right? We didn't have the injuries that the 15 team had. We just weren't playing very good. Okay. But we did flip the switch, and we did what we had to do and rose to the occasion. It's funny you said that, because Curtis Monk, who's a friend who lives in Richmond, was the gentleman that was behind the movie that they made about our 2015 team. And I saw him in the stands all these games, and he keeps reminding me that, hey, there's a lot of similarities and things like that. So we'll see. Andrew, we got a lot of work to do. That's starting with, Saturday against Tennessee. He's got a great club. So we'll just see where it takes us, but certainly there's a lot of parallels.
I charge for appearances now, so.
You can try to
Need it.
Yeah.
Brian, one more question about my long lost nephew, Kyle. When he was up in the 5th inning with runners on, he swung at a pitch out of the zone, and he kind of looked into the dugout to you, and you just looked, you appeared as if you put your hand out and was just telling him to calm down. Is that what that was? And did he then process it, and did that help him the next time up in the 7th with the bases loaded?
I don't know, David. He did turn around. I don't know if he saw me or not, I don't know who he's looking at, but I just, sometimes in those situations, I do my best to try to calm them down, right? To try to get them to focus on the next pitch, right? They can get themselves in trouble when they have regret about the pitch before, right? And that guy's done a pretty good job of moving on to the next pitch. So I don't know, whether or not he'd have to answer that. But, I just do my best as the coach to try to get them to focus and relax and to be able to handle the moment.
We'll go with Jerry Ratcliffe and then Caroline Darney.
Brian, how happy were you for Max Codier's at bat there in the 7th with 2 outs, and he got the single to set up Kyle's grand slam? He'd been struggling a little bit, so I'm sure you were a little happy for him.
Very, very excited for Max Codier. I'm working on Max Codier. Max knows I'm working on him. His body language, okay, is I continue to remind him, keep himself up, right? Don't get so emotional, right? He gets down on himself. He gets down on himself because he's one of these guys that just wants to do it so bad, right? And he's young and he's learning. And so I went out and talked to him when it was 3-0 on Geloff. And I've talked to him already since we've been down here in Columbia about redemption, right? That, you know, you get another opportunity in this game, right? So move on from what happened, that be in the moment. And just proud of him. He put the ball in play, beat it out, and extended the inning to give a chance for Kyle Teal to do what he did. So, you know, these guys, they don't come in here, you know, mature and understand how to handle everything. And again, I'm going to tell you, it's our job as the coaches and the staff to help them manage it and for them to learn and grow. And Max is learning and growing, and he'll get better.
Coach, are you going to tell the guys that the next game's an elimination game, or is that just how do you approach now? Obviously, everything changes when you get to Omaha, but the way that they've played in these elimination games, and not that the first games of these series have been bad, but just what does this do to them with that pressure, and how do you get them to maybe play like that in that first game where you don't have to face that type of pressure?
Well, trust me, I'd rather not do it that way, but that speaks to the other team, you know, and the job they've done, you know. So we're not going to win them all, you know. They give scholarships too, and you know, we're going to play great baseball programs from here on out. But you know, things change now. The game stays the same. How you manage it changes a little bit because you don't play days in a row until you get to the championship series. So what you do with your pitching, how you handle your team is really, really crucial to navigate Omaha and navigate this championship. So we'll put our plan together, and that'll include bringing our best against Tennessee on Saturday, and hopefully, you know, we can come out on top.